you talk a little bit about cognitive bias to begin the book. And this is from decades of research that have come up with this sort of framework. Tell me a little bit about what cognitive bias is.
Well, it's a something that we all have to learn to overcome, which is it's based on the first premise: I am normal.
Mm-hmm.
And then unfortunately, the golden rule: treat others the way you want to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
So if you put those two things together, like you're normal within parameters. But for example, there are three different, we believe that globally, there are three different types of negotiators, how people approach conflict. Thomas Kilmann, conflict mode, instruments, some stuff I learned from Harvard. And it boils down to fight, flight, make friends. And these are the cavemen that survived. Either you fought, you ran, or you created an ally. Fight, flight, make friends. And we have reason to believe that the world breaks up pretty evenly into thirds. So the first premise, I am normal. Well, no, you're not. Because if the world breaks up evenly into thirds, and we've globally tested, and literally globally, easily 25,000 people, and seen the world breaking pretty evenly into thirds. Well, if that's true, then you're one of those types. You're in a minority. 2 out of 3 people are not you.
Right.
So the first premise, I am normal, has got some flaws in it. And so then it starts to get worse when you say treat people the way you want to be treated. Like, I'm a natural born assertive, and I think of myself as direct and honest. What does that mean? If I'm direct and honest, you feel like talking with me in my natural assertive style is like getting hit in the face with a brick. Donald Trump is the great poster child of the assertive negotiator. Kicks chairs across the room, yells at people. In the short term, gets things done. In the long term, destroys relationships. So you asked me about cognitive bias. Like, I'm biased to my type, thinking I'm normal. I begin to misinterpret people. I begin to think that the way I interpret the world is normal. And then when somebody interprets it differently than me, if I'm normal, well, you, by definition, have got to be abnormal.
Right.
And so we start to get off track with this. And, and my Harvard brothers and sisters, that was one of the things they really sort of drilled into our head, was understanding your biases to begin with, and then just accept that they are biases. And a real trigger to empathy, why it works globally, is working real hard to see it from the other person's perspective. And as soon as your shift is into their perspective, then it doesn't matter if they're Asian or African or Latino, because you're working to see it from their perspective. And it immediately begins to pull you out of your own cognitive biases.